Yo, welcome along to another episode of the Shirtless Plantain Show. It's your host Tosin alongside Tomi. This is the Manchester United edition. Tell me, how you feeling today?
Feeling fantastic. I'm looking great. The team look great. 10 out of 10.
You see your cheekbones, Eric. Yeah, it's popping. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, it's popping. Look at you. You're happy. You're even blushing. Wow.
I got my Rashford goal, man. I'm good. That's all I care about.
Hey, listen, man. Sir Rashford. That's all we care about around here. We turned around. We got a show. Oh, I don't even have a Rashford jersey with me. Doesn't even matter. Anyways, Marcus Rashford scored. We're very happy around here. But yeah, let's talk about the game. I mean, I think until that penalty save, United looked very shaky. I was very not happy with the way United looked. But after that penalty save, it's like the team decided, oh, we're good at this sport. Let's try and actually kick the ball around now and actually do what we're supposed to do. So, they look good after the penalty, but those first 35, 40 minutes wasn't the fact.
And I think I agree with that. Like right before that penalty, it was shambolic. Like there was no we got outplayed. And it's one of the things where I'm like, I don't know if they just like them them bozo moments we had last year when it was like one half will play well, another half were garbage. I think we're limiting that more and more because aside from the Liverpool game, the other two games, I can't really say we've just outright played bad for like a whole half. There's been moments where I've been like, we played bad, and that's where we lost the game in those moments. So, but like you said, after that penalty, I was like, okay, they're awake, and generally we dominated that game. Like from top to bottom, we dominated that game after that penalty, and that's what I like.
Yeah, it was like very much just like after that, we're like, okay. I don't think Southampton had another shot on target after that.
I don't remember. And if they did, it may have been like a long shot or off a set piece, but I really don't think they did. And those are the type of wins you call them professional wins. You got in, did your job, and got out.
Yep.
Cool.
And that's all that matters. Tyler Dibling looked really good, and I love Leslie Ugochukwu as well. But yeah, that's really the main two that really stood out to me. Kyle Walker-Peters, did his thing, but Ben Barrington Diaz, we've talked about him enough on this podcast.
That Eden Diaz don't mean nothing, but you're still from Blackburn? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then Cameron Archer. I mean, he could strike a ball, but Cameron Archer's not a good striker, man. If he was that good, Aston Villa would not have let him go.
He's at his level. But that Tyler Dibling kid, I was where he's because I've heard about him through like Rising Ballers, the like YouTube and IG joint, and I know because he started off as a center mid, but he can play winger too.
Yeah,
and I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's started off at Southampton in 2012, moved to Exeter City, went back to Southampton for 8 years, went to Chelsea, and now he's back at Southampton, his boyhood club, and has made 5-6 appearances with them, played for England U19, so he's showing out. There's some talent in there, and like I've said before, and I'll say it over and over again. England probably has the best talent pool in the world outside of France. I'm talking men and women. England are disgustingly good,
and because I know you and Dean were talking about it, and Coach too in the last podcast. It's not only the top end talent; it's the depth of talent too. Like, you have like even in that center midfield position, like Dibling, you have what's that boy's name that just moved from Leeds to
Archie Gray.
Yeah, you have Archie Gray. You have Jace Fitzgerald coming through the United system. You have Mino, who's 19. You have there's so much talent, and it's not only top end. Where like for example, like the last Belgium Golden Generation, they had mad top end talent, but the people behind them weren't the best. It's top end and good quality reserve talent. James Gardner still hasn't gotten called up for England, but he's another good center midfield talent.
Yeah, so England has a lot of talent coming up. Now we got Southampton out the way. United, talk to me. What was the good that you saw from United today?
Like you said before that penalty, garbage. But afterwards, we were playing our game. We were connecting well. Zirzkee, I love him. I love his game. I love how he combines with the others. Him and Rashford especially were beautiful. We're doing amazing work, and I think the defense was very Mazraoui. He may be. I don't want to say he's going under the radar, but so far he has a case for play. Like it's early, but he's been our best player so far. I really like everything he does. He doesn't put a foot out of place. Even when he has to cover on the left side, like him and Dallo switch mid game is beautiful. Delit, I know I saw a bunch of people that were worried after the Netherlands games. I wasn't. I know Delit's a good player. He may not be like the best, the greatest, but he's a solid player. He's a solid base to have, and I was proud of that. He did really well today. Lissandro again. United fans, stop with this. I've been seeing some people trying to throw some hate on him. Stop with it. He's amazing.
And he's the same height as most of you anyway.
Literally. So y'all can be hating. But yeah, definitely he's good. It was overall I would say it was really good on positives. The attack was beautiful. Ahmad, oh, star of the match. He was amazing. I saw a stat that he's made like today, he made more chances than Anthony has ever done in his United career in a single match. So thank God for that. But yeah, besides that, and I got my Rashford goal.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
good.
for me, I was not a big fan of Bruno Fernandes. I think that Bruno Fernandes was not the best today. I mean, he does have his moments where he shows quality, but Bruno wasn't the best today. He did have something in the second half that made me, it's like, okay, remember in a corner when he was dribbling. I'm not sure if you remember
Yeah,
that.
I
Bruno
do.
looked good doing that. But other than that, I mean, there was just I think one of the things United need to do now is really just find a way how to be more clinical in front of goals. They're creating a lot of chances, but it's like, how do you finish these chances? How would you become much more clinical? And that's
Yeah,
the next step United have to take going forward. Is you have a 10-man Southampton. I'm sorry, this is gonna sound rude. Pummel them. You have to beat the shit out of them. Get your goals up. Glad we got the goal in the third, but United now in the 90th. But United now need to figure out how to become more clinical. How do we finish these chances? Because we're creating chances. We're doing things in front of goal, but it's like, how do you now put those pieces together and finally get to that level? And it's going to take time, but they got one of the best finishers of all time on their bench as their coach and Rude. So
yeah.
no one else better to learn from.
Like you said, they definitely need to be ruthless. And yeah, Bruno, he was honestly, I was more focused on Ericsson. Like the game, I don't say the game has left him, but his legs have. His legs have left him. This is not
His
the
brain,
league
his
for
brain
him.
is still there.
Yeah, like you can see what he wants to do. He just can't do it. And the main reason I brought him up to is we can't have Kobe Mino next to people who are collecting AARP checks. I'm sorry. It's past the point where we can't keep doing that to him. He has to cover too much ground. He did amazing today, but then when we brought on Ugarte, I loved everything I saw. It was a quick 17, 15-minute cameo, nothing crazy. And I think United have to stop this whole, not United, football fans in general. A player being limited doesn't mean they're bad at all. Like a player being, and even the term limited, it feels insulting. Like I wouldn't call Ugarte limited just because he can't spray 50-yard passes. He wins the ball well, keeps the ball well, and can complete the short passes to the players who will spray those 50-yard balls. And I think that's exactly what United need next to a player like Mino, and to also sometimes just even sometimes next to a player like Casemiro, because you've seen he likes to go up more too. So Ugarte that player the midfield really need, and I liked what I saw so far.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Gate is, and this is gonna sound very left field. It's like relationships, right? It's like sometimes it didn't work out with this person, and that person finds somebody else and they're doing well with them. That's cool. Doesn't mean you failed. It just didn't work
Yeah,
out. But the way PSG want to play, it makes sense why Gate didn't do well there because that's not his game. He's at a team where now this works for him, and it's fine. It's
yeah,
not. You're not gonna be, unless you're, like a Thierry Henry, sort of level of like God-esque player where you can play wherever you want. Sometimes players just don't fit in certain systems, and that's okay. What I saw in Ugarte today was someone who keeps it very simple and keep it ticking, and he knows what he's good at, and he does the basics very well. And that's the reason why a lot of people are professional football players, because they know how to do the basics at a very high level. Do you know how
mm-hmm.
hard it is to play a 10 to 15-yard pass on the money every single time? That's why the professionals.
With pressure coming at you, exactly.
Yeah,
The
that's why the
basics,
professionals and we're not. Go ahead.
the basics makes the game. Like it's once you can do the basics, like pick your head up, pick a pass, check your shoulders. The moment the basics leads you, that's when you're no longer like at the required level. But once you still have the basics, you'll always be good. That's why Messi can play wherever he wants. That's why even to an extent, Mr. Saudi is still banging in goals because he still has those little basics there.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of basics, I'm just very happy United got 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 goals, and a clean sheet. That's really all that matters. Now goal difference is 0.
I'm
Woo!
taking it. After finishing, was it last year? Wasn't like -2?
Something crazy, man.
Yeah. So hey, we're back in a positive. We're not owing the bank any money, so we can move forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, that was a good professional win. I would take. I love Ahmad. I again just want to sing his praises. I love Ahmad. And honestly, is there anyone else we didn't really talk about? Oh, not great penalty save from Onana. Oh my days. That's two he saved now.
Yeah, won the Champions League, is first in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Onana's growing into himself. And again, let me go back to what I was saying about Ugarte and systems. And again, also another thing I'm going to say about Joshua Zirzkee, which will lead into my other point. Onana is a brilliant goalkeeper with his feet. He's not the best stop shopper in the world, best stop shotter in the world. I can't even speak. Shot stopper, excuse me. I'm over here fumbling over my words. I need to eat. Excuse me.
What's he Fagbo?
Nah, not yet. But Onana, he at Inter was very much saved because of the way Inter played, right? Inter play a 3-5-2, and they have, Bastoni, who to me is one of the greatest center backs in the world. They had a really good system with the wing backs and the midfielders. When you have, you have Barella in your midfield, who's just a cannon. And he comes to United where now, there's nothing but, oh my God, it's going to sound insane. Excuse me. He has nothing but gaping holes in the midfield, and people running at you all day. That is crazy. I'm very sorry. That even when I was processing saying I had to say because it's other words, but that's crazy.
No, but the thing is that's exactly what he had in front of him. Like you remember we went like how many straight games facing 15 plus shots? That's crazy. You can't expect that'll be like a boxer just holding their hands up, just allowing people to throw haymakers at them.
Like just putting their hands down, like hit me.
One of them's gonna land. You can't just keep the bobbing and weaving. So yeah, so definitely we've limited the amount of shots, and we can see his quality start to shine through. Actually,
yeah. And it's he's a cheat code in possession. Onana is a cheat code. No goalkeeper should be that good at their feet with both feet at that. He's the cheat code, an absolute cheat code.
For the longest, I thought he was a left-footed. I thought he was a lefty. I swore he was a lefty, and that's insane to me.
Yeah, he's both-footed. One player, like you said, Ahmad. Ahmad is special, and I think we as a fan base all knew that. We just were just really frustrated, never got his shine. But again, it's like life, when it's your turn to do things, you do the work in the background, you do the work, constantly do the work. And this is a life thing as well. Always do the work, because when it's your time and your number to be called up and it's your time to play and you're ready, you've been doing the work, it will show. And Ahmad has been doing the work in the background. He's been grinding, doing well. Rangers wasn't the best move for him, but it taught him how to be a little bit more physical. Going to championship, playing in Sunderland, that taught him how to be a man. That's why when you see in the Premier League, it's nothing to him. He played in the championship, and the championship is what makes men men. Look at Dominic Solanke. Solanke now is like a grown man because he played in the championship. So yeah. But back to Joshua Zirzkee, my point about Joshua Zirzkee. For me, as someone who watched a lot of Bologna in the last 2 years, it don't bother me none because I know what I saw. Yeah. When I saw Man United activate his release clause, I was like, okay. When Dean is upset that Man United again the play that he wants, trust me, he's a quality player. Because Dean was pissed off something United got him because that's a quality player. And for me, I look at it like this. Xerxes not your prototypical number 9, okay? He needs to work on his finishing 100%. But this boy, when he plays football, it's like he's walking around in glass slippers, like he's chilling. He's so casual. The way he can find the pass is obscene. He can find any pass. He can find whatever. And you saw it when for Netherlands. When when he was with Johnny Rangers. Yeah. So there's a quality player in him. His link-up play is disgustingly good. He set up so many different chances, and once United finally get their finishing boots on, Zirzkee will get a ton more assists. So he impressed me a lot.
I think first of all, his hold-up play, once you see him, sometimes you forget he's 6'4". Like there was I think I forgot. I think Mino played the ball into him. He held it up, and then Southampton defender just tried to run through him to get the ball. They both just it was a immovable object met a stoppable force because he stopped them. and was able to just play it off his feet quickly. And even the first goal, how we got that goal, the corner, it was him and Rashford doing like 1-2, 1-2 up the field, and then he took a long shot, and Ramsdale saved it. So, like you said, his link-up play and his back to goal game is beautiful, but it's not a classic target man back to goal where it's like you just chest it and then you do a quick little 1-2 to the person in front of you. He can bring it down and turn too. So it's really beautiful.
There's a player today that like just makes me so proud of his growth. Diogo Dalot. Dalot got skinned a little bit by Tyler Dibbling, but after that, Dalot was like, all right, fire by that. I'm your elder now. Like, just back up, little boy.
Duo small.
Yeah, it's like not even Duro small. It's like Duro like fire by that. Like I'm not your mate. Just move. So Dalot has been really impressive. Delit, like I said, did well. Johnny Evans did well when he came on. Didn't have to do too much, but overall, the signs are good. You know, you should be beat at Southampton 3-4-5-0. We haven't lost there in years. So that's not a game United should be losing. It's one of those things that is a routine win, but it's also good that certain people scored. Like I'm happy Rashford scored. I'm happy Garnacho came off the bench and finished that. Lit getting his first goal. He needed that for his confidence. And that's all football is. It's confidence, man. Like I'll give you funny examples. Like I was watching Nigeria play. And some of the stuff that Ademola Lookman was doing, I was just like, you're far too confident yourself. And I love it. Because when a player is confident, they start doing anything.
That's stuff. Yep. And that's the game. Especially certain players like Rashford and Ademola Lookman. They're those type of players where they need the confidence because they know, like after that Rashford goal, he took like 2-3 more shots that were on target. And after having 0 shots the first 3 games, he had 3 this game. So like you said, once they get that confidence, you're like perfect. And I'm so glad De Ligt had a great game. Not even just like the goal, defending wise, he did not put a foot wrong. That back two, I'm loving what I see. And then with Euro being the first defender off the bench or even deputizing for one of them, I love it. So just little things like that. Like you said, it's a win that we should have won that game, but it's not like a win that like United fans should take for granted. Because seeing how the way we played, seeing how we limited them, seeing how we controlled the game. It wasn't like a smash and grab win, it was a controlling win, which I think is some very important stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, one more thing before we like kind of talk about the future. You United fans who don't like Marcus Rashford and call yourself fans of the club, you're going to a place called Guantanamo Bay. We're gonna lock you up in Supermax in Denver, actually, and then Guantanamo Bay. You can do between each other. In fact, you know what?
You've been in boarding school.
In fact, Cleveland's gonna open up Alcatraz and put you on there. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reopen Alcatraz and put you on there because I don't know how United fans look at Marcus Rashford. He's an embodiment of what this club is. Marcus Rashford is literally us, right? Except the fact he plays for the club. He's a through and through United fan who loves the club. He spent his international break working, doing extra work. I know people making fun of him, say, "Oh, why is he doing training videos, such and such and such?" Because he cares. He loves this football club. He's a fan of the club, and he shows it week in and week out. Yes, he's frustrated. Yes, sometimes his attitude might not show it. He might not be running, but Marcus loves this club. And his goal today showed it, you know. So you United fans who don't like Marcus Rashford, God will thunderfire you and God will find you. That's all I have to say.
And also, I'm going to add on that. First of all, just from a logical point of view, you people don't understand what the term PR means. You learn PR and you've just been abusing it. Shut up.
Can I add to that?
Go ahead.
I am literally a PR professional. Please stop using the term that I use on a daily basis. I am literally a trained public relations professional. So please stop using that term all willy-nilly because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Go ahead.
At all. You don't know what PR is. A guy training and then post. And another thing, he's a 26-year-old. When I be going to the gym, I be posting myself too. And I'm not playing for Manchester United wearing the number 10. A guy posting him, yeah, I'm working, but I'm having fun because I love my job. I love the club I play for. That's what those videos tell me. That's what him putting that extra work tells me. I know I'm not the best. I know I'm not in a good form right now. So I'm seeking out extra help because I love the club and I love what I do and I want to help my teammates. You people need to shut up and back him. He has never once cursed the club out. He's never once thrown anyone under the bus. He's never once I don't think I've even heard any teammate say bad thing about him, or he throw a teammate like, yeah, that teammate, they suck. Every time a teammate leaves, he oh man, you're amazing. Have a good day. The teammate talks good about him. You have to act like he's some sort of cancer to the club. No,
And
he's
the
there.
one, no, I was gonna say
No,
the
you
one
go
thing
ahead.
too about Rashford is like all the academy boys love him. They look up to him like he's the guiding light because he made it through. Then the same thing with McTominay is that you see these kids that make it through the first team, you look at that as a guiding example. Rashford literally came from the academy. One club. How many one club men do we have in football? We don't have that many anymore.
Current,
That's the thing that
current
doesn't
at
happen.
his age, this man went from Fletcher Moss Academy to United at 8. Rejected
Seven,
City,
seven.
rejected at 7, and he rejected City. City offered to build his family a house. This man said, "Nah, I want United." This man rejected all the clubs that you people could hate, and you hate him. It doesn't make sense. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Well, listen, Marcus Rashford, we love you. We generally feel like you're a very talented player, and I hope that this season, you finally get to being the player that we know that you are, because that's a supreme talented player when he's on his own.
Hmm.
I love Garnacho coming off the bench. By the way, I think that's a good role for him. I think Ahmad has controlled that right side now. That's Ahmad's. Like, there's no
Yeah,
one better than Ahmad on that right side that we have in the whole entire club. Rashford is just Rashford. That's his position. It's
yeah.
just it's levels, and I think Garnacho coming on, run that tired legs is perfect. It's wonderful. I know
10
we
out of
want him to
10.
start, but like again, this is going to lead into the next segment. Like Garnacho playing against the Barnsleys of the world in the EFL Championships. That's where you want him to start. You want him to start like the Europa League games against like the second tier teams. That's where you want him to start and get his confidence in. But like the bigger games where you need your 3 points immediately, you let him come off the bench. Manu Ginobili, Lou Will,
Feel me, Jamal Crawford,
Jamal
those type
Crawford,
of players, bro.
six
Like
man, come
we
off the
that's what we
bench.
need. Cause
Mm-hmm.
look at him today. Came off the bench, got a red. I mean, got a team, but play sent off and a goal. That he's a spark wire. He's a live wire, and and that's exactly the profile you need off the bench. Imagine this when Hoyland comes back. Him and Hoyland off the bench. Defenses should be terrified. We're chasing a goal. We're up. We need to kill the game. Bring on those two and watch them ball out. That
Yeah.
pick and roll is gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, listen, United have a lot of good depth coming back. Luke Shaw, Malacia is coming back. So that's good two left-sided options.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you got Mason Mount apparently coming
Yo,
back. Euro's coming back. But yeah, let's talk about Man United's next few features, next few fixtures. So they have Barnsley in the AFL Cup on Tuesday. I think that's a game where you rotate heavy. You hopefully, if Rasmus is fit, you give him like a good 20, 30-minute cameo. This is where
hmm,
Ugarte should get his start in. Switch
yes.
goalkeepers too. I think that, Ate should get a good run of games in. But this is the sort of game where you rotate, you bring up someone like Ethan Ennis, you bring up an academy player or two, and then you
Ethan
kind of
Whit, yeah. Honestly, Ethan Whitley, and Ethan Ennis play too.
yeah,
Definitely get them some playing time, and Jace Fitzgerald too. If they don't play in their year
yeah,
something, and they should pull up and maybe not start the game, but get some minutes in.
yeah. Then they got Crystal Palace on Saturday, which will be a tough fixture. Mateta thinks he's Ian Wright in 1991. I don't know what he's on.
He tucked in his shirt and shaved his head and went crazy. What are we doing here?
He thinks he's literally every African parent's dream. Mateta shaved his head off and became every African player's dream. So
Say good boy.
he fine boy. I want that. That's what they're looking at him like. He's
Literally.
doing his studies.
Do you think that's the game for Ugarte to get his big league just thrown into the deep end? Because I think
100%.
yeah, because I think that's a game for a midfield of Ugarte, Mino, and Bruno, and hopefully Mount's fit. He can come on and give us some
Mount's not
energy
gonna be
too.
fit anytime soon.
Oh my boy.
But yeah, I think Mateta's gonna be a good test for our center backs. Because
Yeah,
he's a physical, he's dominant, man. That boy be throwing his weight around. Him and Nketiah together now, they're trying to get a partnership. So
yeah.
that'll be a good test for Man United is to play against, Mateta. Eze's there. Wharton hasn't been doing too hot. He's been kind of like a little bit flimsy, but
But
we'll see.
again, I think you said this with Dean. Development is not linear. And I'm seeing people turn on him. I'm like, guys, there's still a good player there. Let's relax.
Mm-hmm.
Duro. But again,
Faravalli.
yeah, thank you. But it will be a tough competition because even though on defense, I like Chris Richards there. I like they brought
Alabama's
in
finest.
you feel me? They brought in someone else. They still
LaCroix.
Dashi Kamada,
Yeah,
And Lacroix.
yeah.
Their new incomes are still players that like we still need to be not
Ismaila
scared of,
Sarr.
but yes. So they have talent, and I feel like this would be a very good test to
Yeah,
see if that Liverpool thing was either an outlier or generally something that we need to see. Okay, we need to improve in this area.
yeah. So we'll see. I mean, Munoz also had a great summer with his national team. So after that,
Yeah.
United got FC20, then Tottenham, then Porto, then Villa, then his international break. So a couple of rough games coming up, and it's this is where you show improve and make your money as Man United. So show
hmm
improve. That's all we can say. But good win, 3-0. We move on to the next. It's a good high. Now we can move on. Anything you want to add before we head out of here?
Go United. The women's season starts soon. I'm excited for them too. I know we lost Earps and Zalem, but Letizier being the captain and what's that? Gabby George coming back from injury is a big plus too. And Melvin Renard, that being Melvin, is it Maynard?
Yeah,
Whatever.
the French girl, the French that we signed, right?
Yeah, yeah, the
We got
French.
we put her on the permanent now. Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say now that's a permanent, so that's another good. And
Yeah,
Kedia
Melvin.
Paris left, Nikita Paris left, so that's a. I don't say it's a loss, but she did ball out in the FA Cup. But
Yeah,
hey, United Women's season's coming up. Look out for that. And besides that, go United, man.
yeah. I mean, United also signed a Canadian Nigerian, Simi Awujo. So good for Simi.
Yeah.
Gacy's still there, so I'm excited to see that. So yeah.
Yes, Leicester.
So yeah, Manchester United women are almost back. The U18s won today. Biancarri,
Biancaneri.
he can't stop scoring.
Oh,
So
at all.
yeah, so United is it's looking upwards and onwards, and the articles are coming about like the way the back staff are doing stuff. It's filling with confidence. So
Yep.
United, it's cautious optimism. So we'll see where the season goes. So yeah, for myself, Tosin and Tomi, we're out. Everyone, take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.